Well, I'm joined here by Emmanuel Rucyaba, who many of you may well know. For those of you who don't, Emmanuel leads Life Ministries Christian Center in Uganda, which I was able to go out and visit Emmanuel 2 years ago with Richard, and we saw some of the great stuff they're doing. So, Emmanuel, why don't you just tell us a little bit about your network, about Life Ministries?
Yeah, Life Ministries is a church planting ministry, and we are planting in the areas where there's not been a church in it before. So we are planting churches in Uganda, mainly villages and small towns in Uganda. And in Uganda, we have about 120 churches that are planted. And we have churches in Rwanda, we have churches in Congo and Burundi. We have one church in South Sudan and one church in South Africa. We are basically interested in planting New Testament churches in the different parts of Africa, really. Yes.
Fantastic. And you also have a hospital and some clinics and schools as well?
Yes, alongside church planting, we have social action. We call them projects where we express Christian love to people who come. So we have health centers, we have a hospital in Kampala, we have a health center in Rwanda. And when patients come, really, our job is to love them and share Christ with them when they are ill, and a good number give their life to Jesus. So that is our main drive. We do that to have this holistic approach to the gospel. So we don't speak only the word, but actually put it to action. And people see that and they give their life to Jesus. So alongside the health work, we also have Christian schools where children from families that have never known Jesus come. And as they spend time with us, we preach the gospel to them as well, and they become believers. And a good number have gotten saved and been baptized, and they're moving on with Jesus. So it's exciting to serve people in the different areas of life.
Fantastic. So you've got loads of churches. So I think 120 churches in Uganda and churches in other countries. When did they all start? I mean, how long has it taken to plant that many churches?
So this started after my Bible training school in Britain in 1992. Yeah. That's when Life Ministries was registered, and that's when we began.
So how do you go about planting a church in Uganda? What does that look like?
What we do, we have since we started with training leaders. So we train leaders, church leaders. Each church can send a member they think is gifted and they think is called. So we train them in the leadership school. They come for 2 weeks every after 3 months for 2 years. And we train them. And after training them, when they go back, they're actually sent out to plant churches. So I don't do that personally, to go and plant all those churches. But the system we use is we train leaders, capable leaders who go out and start churches and also send other members for training. So that's how it is working out.
I'm just interested. So you bring people to a leadership training school, then you send them to somewhere to plant a church. What do you send them with? Do you send them with some finance or some people or just a lot of faith?
No. We don't give them finances, neither do we give them people. But each member who comes to our school comes from a local church.
Yeah.
Local church area that needs a new church plant. So that's how it is done. It's very easily done because where they come from. And sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. You broke up a little bit there, Emmanuel, but I can hear you again. Yeah, can you hear me?
Exactly. Yeah. So yes, I can hear you. Yes. So they come from these villages and towns. So they know the need around them, and then they can send somebody for training, and after training they go. So our job is to follow them and encourage the leaders in those areas. But it's their job to plant the churches.
Fantastic. Wow. Real kind of empowering leadership there. It's great. Can you tell us a little bit, Emmanuel, how COVID has affected your ministry, how it's affected your network?
It really has affected everyone, not only ministry, but everybody in Africa, and particularly Uganda, because people in Uganda mainly are peasants. They're small scale farmers, so they depend on agriculture. It's really 70% of our economy depend on agriculture. So what they planted, the food they grew, they never had the markets because there was a limitation of travel, and therefore people are really, really very poor, and that has affected us so much because if they don't have money, they cannot go for treatment. If they're ill, they cannot meet their basic needs as they should. Yeah, it has been a big issue. Yeah, yes.
So the church really has had to step in to help to meet those needs.
Yes.
Can I ask, Emmanuel, how has it been for you personally as a leader? Have you felt the weight of people's needs on you over this last year or two?
Oh yes, it's always a big issue. Yes, it's always a big issue. The calls are, they keep on calling. Do you have this? Do you have that? We've just concluded a leadership conference. When we are graduating our leaders, so we invited all our pastors in Uganda to come. And a good number were complaining, we needed the soap from you, we needed the sugar, we needed salt, and I said, we don't have that money to supply all that to you. We look to God, so we did not have the money to do all that.
Yeah.
But of course, they do understand. As a parent, they think you have the answers to all the questions they may have.
Yeah, I love that. Complaining to your pastor that they haven't provided sugar and soap. That is,
yes.
That's not a problem I've encountered, but I think it's good.
Yes.
Emmanuel, final question: what are your kind of hopes and plans for the future? What do you see God doing in the future through Life Ministries?
I think we are seeing God opening doors for us. We have a new door open in India. So we are still resisting the temptation of going and planting churches there because the Indian brothers have invited us to go and plant churches there. Yeah. But of course, India is very far away from Africa. The costs it takes to go and come back, living there as well for some time, it's very tricky. So we are opting to possibly join this leader in training pastors. So the pastors will train can start churches like we do here, instead of us going there to plant churches.
So really, people. Sorry. So really,
yes,
people.
I was trying to.
You go.
Sorry. I was trying to say that doors are being opened in India, in other parts of Africa. So we are really being called here and there to go, but we are very sensitive to say how do we do it. So we are right now working. We've just brought some men on board to like an apostolic team. We call ourselves ministry elders. So we've added to our team two other members who are younger than us. So they are going to they've taken the mantle now, they're going to do more work. So we really look into how we can go to other parts of Africa and plant churches, really. We feel that's a passion and we should do it as long as we are still alive.
Oh, fantastic, Emmanuel. Great to hear. And when I was out there to see you 2 years ago, I think we probably all have a lot we can learn from you in the way you go about things and the way you're able to plant churches so quickly and train leaders. So you've done a great job, and may God continue to bless you in your ministry, Emmanuel. We'll be continue to pray for you.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you indeed. Yeah.